Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. I'm excited, so excited to have this young lady on our show. This is the one and only Viv Cunningham. She is the president of the Association of the Lake and Sumter County Realtor Association, amongst many other things. You can find her all over social media. She does a fantastic job with that. But today on the Ted Show, we're going to talk about her journey, which I'm excited to hear. All right, Viv, thanks for your patience and flexibility. Welcome to the TED Show.
I'm so excited, Ted. Thank you so much for finding me on social medias. Thank you so much for inviting me to your show. I am so excited to talk to you. When you reached out to me and I looked at your thing and I says because I always research people before I
As
say
you
yes to
should.
something. And I said, man, this guy is doing great things. So I
Oh,
appreciate you inviting me onto your show, and I appreciate you noticing me. So
of
thank you.
course. I'm thankful. It's funny when I see somebody that I don't necessarily know that might be kind of peripherally I know, and then I see them doing the things that you do, especially on social media. I'm always intrigued, and I always want to kind of know. And that I know for a fact every single time there's some sort of journey, which is what the title of this show is, My Journey. There's some sort of journey to get you from wherever you started to here. And that's really what motivates and inspires the audience. There's a lot of people out there, as you know, struggling. Even if you're not in real estate, you've got some challenges. And so people are looking to kind of hone in on somebody who's been successful in what they do and how did they get there. And so I'm excited to have you on the show. All right. So speaking of that, tell us a little 411 background on who Viv Cunningham is.
So Viv Cunningham was born in Jamaica and migrated to the US in the early 70s, where I thought it was 100 degree below zero, like it is right now in Florida. I got here on my mom's sponsor, my brother Donovan, my sister Pat, and me out of Jamaica in the early 70s. We came into New York, and I came into New York with a little sweater. And let me tell you something, that was not enough to come into New York with a little sweater in November. And it was so cold, and I wanted to go back home. I said, we're not in Jamaica anymore. So that's how I got to the US.
I love it. Yeah, it's a bit, I'm sure it's a big culture shock, not just the culture, but the temperature. Yeah, going from a beautiful Caribbean island to the cold north, that's something. So what set you on your path? You are obviously in real estate. Is that always what you wanted to do? Did you start out in real estate since the beginning of
No,
your
I
career?
started out in the medical field. So I started out doing nursing, and went to surgery tech. And then after that, in between the surgery tech, I did dental assistant and thought I wanted to study dentistry, but stayed in that for about 12 years. So I love to look at people smile. That's usually the first thing I look at, what their smile looks like. So,
Love
owned my
it.
own business, cleaning business for about 30 something years, and decide, I was kind of getting a little tired of that. And my family migrating from Jamaica, we love to buy houses. We call it, we don't live in tenement yard. That means we don't rent houses. So my aunt, she had two houses when I got into real estate. I was just sitting talking to her. She said, why don't you go something like get into real estate or something like that? And I said, oh, that's a great idea. So God worked it out where my schedule was okay. And I took the class within 1 week and started studying for my exam, and passed the test, and love what I do. Love being able to hand people their keys. And it's not about the price of the house. It's just about making sure that everyone that is in contact with me get into the right home and make sure they get into it with a reasonable price. So I'm a hard negotiator. They call me Sarge, so I'm pretty
They
tough.
call you
If
Sarge?
they call me Sarge, between Sarge and the dancing realtor, because I love to dance. My family love to
That's
dance.
right. I did see. So I have lots of questions based on what you just shared. First of all, and I'm going to get to the dancing part, but first of all, tell me about what that was like to go from, because you've obviously always had an entrepreneurial spirit, even though, and being in nursing and medical, did that help you become an entrepreneur, like your cleaning company and then transition to realtor? Did you bring any of the tools and the tricks and the skills that you had in nursing and medical field into being an entrepreneur?
Yes, for sure. Because with being in medical, you have to have that caring, but yet you have to be discerning and you have to be strong. Because you see so much stuff in the medical field. You work on dead bodies, you work on dead people. And so you have to be strong. You do all kinds of surgery and stuff like that. So yes, it brings you into owning your own business. Because you need that strength. Okay, and you need that determination. And being in the medical field, it's none other. I always said God give people in the medical field a gift. Just to think that you can take some of the entire body outside their organs outside their body and put it on the outside and put it back in, and they still function.
It's
You
amazing,
know,
right? Yeah, I
it's it,
think
it's amazing.
my daughter's an oncology nurse, and I just think that any kind of medical field, it takes a very, you said it, a special gift. You have a gift to work with people, and she's obviously dealing with people who are life and death on a regular basis. I don't know where she gets that from because I'd be crying a puddle in the corner somewhere if I had to lose a patient. All right, so let's talk about real estate. So it's one thing to start on the career. How did you build your sphere? Did you already have one from your previous businesses? Did you capitalize on or utilize your sphere in the medical field? How did you build when you were first starting as a real estate agent?
Yeah, so I brought a lot of it started with, being entrepreneur, knowing people, so you're able to reach out to people, you're able to talk to people, all those people that I was dealing with before. So now I'm transitioning out of entrepreneur business and into real estate. So I just go ahead and with my database that I had, go ahead and then says, hey, now I'm in real estate now. And this is what I love to do. So you take those people from the past career and profession. You just let them know, hey, this is what I'm in, this is what I love to do it. It's my passion, it's my calling. So it's good to have that's the first way where you need to start. You need to make sure you have a database of clients, because if you don't have a database of clients, then you have nothing. Your database is who you are.
Key, right? And I feel like based on what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, you obviously took care of that database. You kept in touch with that database. So when you made the transition and you said, "Hey, I'm doing my passion now, it's real estate," those people, it wasn't like you were calling up somebody you hadn't talked to in 20 years. You obviously touched them. And I think a lot of people say they have a sphere, but they haven't done anything with it. They don't know how to keep in touch with it. They don't understand the power of it. So as you're getting in and you're building your business, did you have a way, like for any new agent who's starting out trying to figure it out? Did you have a CRM back in the day? What did you do to promote your business and keep in touch with that sphere?
Yeah, you always have to have a CRM, because that's who you are. And then you got to communicate with these people. And what I used to do with my database is, once a year I'd keep a big party for my entire database. Even if they didn't come, what I did was send out invitation to all of them and says, "Hey, this is your day. This is my give back day. So I'm here in Claremont Lake County. So I'd rent out the entire waterfront park and tell them, hey, just come. Okay, come and eat. We're gonna have whatever burger, food to eat. Just come and enjoy the day, and invite somebody to play music and stuff like that. We'll bring games to play. So you got to be able to keep in touch with your database, and then also what I do is I now that COVID kind of messed up everything, so I don't do that anymore. But now what I do is I've learned to piggyback off other people's events. So let's say we're having a big event in Claremont. I just send it out to my database and says, hey, you're invited to this event that we're keeping. When you get to the event, look me up. I buy you a drink, or I'll buy
Right.
you, something.
Nice. That's really smart because I think a lot of times people don't know what to do, but I love the piggyback idea. I think a lot more people should do that because piggybacking is a great way. It's already been planned, so they kind of take that whole thing off of you. I think a lot of realtors, especially, they get caught up in, well, do I have a client appreciation? How often do I have it? Who am I trying to reach? Who are the people that could send me business? And in reality, you can do things like you just talked about, which is piggyback. I want to ask you, so real estate professional, realtor, and then all of a sudden, I'm sure it wasn't all of a sudden, you go to being the president of the Association for Lake and Sumter. And that's a big deal for those of you who don't know, being the president of the association, any realtor association is a big deal. So what was the motivation for you? Did you kind of rise up through the ranks? Did one day somebody say to you, Viv, you'd be great at this, and all of a sudden you're on some path that you didn't know you were going to be on to be president? What was the journey like for you?
It was a fight. Um,
Sarge, I have no doubt in my mind.
yeah, it was a fight because it's not something that I want to do. It's not something that I wanted to do is get involved in the board or anything like that. But when somebody sees something good in you, they tap you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And that's what somebody did. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. No lie, the three CEOs passed back, said to me, send in your board of directors application. And I said, I don't want to do that. I just want to sell real estate. She says, no, send it in to me. Send it in to me. So finally, her persistent with me sending that in, then I guess people knew me in the community and knew what I stand for, that I do a lot of volunteering. I'm always out in the community. So they decided to vote for me and I won.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a big deal. I feel, I mean, I know it is because I have been involved in the Realtor Association since I can remember. And so anytime somebody takes on a leadership role, it can be a sacrifice. I mean, a lot of times you're putting the association ahead of what you may need to do in your own business, so that balance can be challenging. Do you have ideas about how you're going to balance? Because you're newly elected. I mean, you're newly confirmed. You're the new president within the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I've been doing it now. This is my seventh year on the board of directors, so I have that balance. So
Got it.
we have like a success plan where you go from the secretary, but I was never the treasurer. You go from the treasurer to vice president to president elect and then president. So it's a thing that you know where you are and where you're supposed to be. So it's a success. So I became the vice president first. After that, I became the president elect and then the president and then the past president. So it's like a 4-year term for me. So you prepare yourself, you prepare your family to go, but it's fun. It's not. I did not want to get involved because of the politics, but knowing that because the real estate politics, you do need to get involved
Yeah.
because being inside the housing, making sure that you have clean water, your insurance is low, a stopper certificate, you got to go lobby, you got to go fight for these things. And I had no idea. And then I was mentored by a past president of NAR. And she said to me, I hear the passion in your voice for your community. You should get into public policy. I said, I don't want to get into that, but realizing it, that's where I belong and that's where I needed to be because here are my mentors telling me that, and I had no idea, and I'm having so much fun in it that I decided I was gonna fill out the application for key contact. That means my representative from my commission, represented from my area. So sure enough, they select me this year to be the key contact for Taylor Yokoski. So
Wow.
I'm his key
Awesome.
contact. So yeah, so but
Amazing.
it's amazing when people see things in you and they tap you on the shoulder. I tell people, I say, when somebody tap you on the shoulder, don't say no because they see it, but you don't see it.
Correct, which I think a lot of people ignore those kinds of
Yeah.
taps. And I'm a faith person, so I believe God works in his ways and puts you in front of people or the universe, whatever everybody's beliefs are. But you have to listen. Like you can't just say
Yes.
no immediately because it's not in your thought process or your wheelhouse or wasn't on your mind.
Mm-mm.
That's where some of the most beautiful things come from, and the trajectory gets changed of your life because somebody sees something in you, like you said, that you didn't necessarily see in yourself. And so kudos to you, or kudos to that mentor, by the way. And
No,
kudos to you for accepting it because I've seen a lot of people turn stuff down when they get that opportunity. And it's just very sad because I believe that whoever tapped them on the shoulder was
but
A-okay.
Ted, the reason why they turn it down is because you're scared.
Yes.
And that was me. I was scared, but God was preparing me. I serve in the Winn-Dixie parking lot up here, and I volunteer for 7 years. God was preparing me, preparing my voice for where I am today,
Yes.
because people said I told people that I'm scared to talk, and they said to me, "You're scared to talk," but I was scared to talk until God started preparing me.
Yes.
Now I'm not scared to talk anymore because he prepared me, but I was so scared to pray for people and stuff like that. And the lady at the church, I remember the leader at the church, she said, sit down and pray for those people. And I told her I couldn't because I was so scared. She said, no, sit down and talk to them. Sit down and pray. And no lie, Ted, God got a hold of me and I started praying and stuff like that. And then eventually she said, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to pray for? I said, pray for me to speak in tongues. And boy, I was started speaking in tongues to people. I was healing people and I didn't even know it.
Amen.
Through me, God can heal through me. And that's what he was
Amen.
doing. So he prepared me for not to be scared. I have sat at the table with the NAR president, vice president. I'm so bold. I was so bold, Ted, that I saw the NAR first vice president at the beginning of last year. And I asked her, I said, can you come and swear me in? And she said, contact my office, NAR office, contact my offices. And it took about 8 months or so before I got a response. But no lie, she came and swore me in on Saturday.
What a blessing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's definitely a God working in the way he's supposed to work, and he knows better than we do. That's for sure.
Oh man, yeah.
All right, so talk to me about this year. Just newly installed. Do you have any initiatives or things that are really on your heart and soul to do as president, things you want to see change or things that you want to implement? What's 2025 look like?
It's going to be a great year. We restructured all the committees, so we're not going to committee meetings every month, but we can go maybe 4 times a year or a couple times a year. So restructured that. So this is our first year doing that. And then one of my biggest thing is I've always wanted to start a mentee mentor program in my association. So today I'm working on that. Me and my CEO is working on that. My AE working on that. So I am so excited just to get those things started. We have a leadership development program at the association. That means, you can come in and you can learn how to be a leader along with being mentor. Because I have mentored a lot of people. So those are my focus, making sure that we're agent centric and we are connecting with the agent, making sure that they're getting what they need, whether it's a CRM to start their business or direct them in the right path and stuff like that. Because what happened is a lot of us fail out of the business because we don't understand the business and we don't understand what to do and we don't have a mentor to mentor us and to bring us along, because that's how I got here. I got here by a whole bunch of mentors and they're pushing me, they're pushing me off the edge and for me to soar. And that's what I want for my association. But I'm excited about the direction that we're going. I'm excited about the new changes that we have made. The board of directors that I work with, they're on board and they're so cool. It's the best board of directors, and I've been on there. This is my 7th year on the board of directors. This is my best board of director group. This is the best group. They God picked them perfectly for me, handpicked them.
Amen to that. What a blessing.
Yes.
What a blessing. And I think mentor mentee stuff is so critical. Back in the day, you would go to your broker and not necessarily that isn't necessarily what's happening for a lot of people. So there's a lot of newer realtors or even older school realtors who just are flailing, I think, because they don't have the
Mm-hmm.
mentorship. So if you're a realtor and you're afraid to go outside of your brokerage, start with your broker first, but get involved with organizations like the association, Women's Council, I mean, NAREP,
Mm-hmm.
pick it because there's mentors there, and you will find the right one, I promise.
Yeah.
But that's so important. I'm a big believer in that. I think anybody who tries to start out on their own and says, I don't need any help, I got this, all you're doing is prolonging the inevitable. You're going to need help. And it would be really good to establish that early on in your
Yeah.
career. I still, after 30 plus years, I have people who mentor me. I just think
Mm-hmm.
it's so important to have that different view. And again, like you said earlier, that story you told about you and your journey, somebody tap you on the shoulder and can tell you something you're not seeing. And
Mm-hmm.
what a gift that is. All right, before we wrap up, tell me a little bit about what you think the market's going to look like in 2025, because everybody's guessing. They're trying to figure out what's happening and are we going to have another 2024? Do you feel uplifted and positive about 2025? Are you cautiously optimistic? What's Viv think?
I am optimistic, not cautiously, but I am uplifted. I said, get off the fence and buy. This is going to be one of the best year to purchase because you know what? It's not a seller's market this year for now, starting now, it's a buyer's market and sellers are negotiating like crazy and they're giving you they can buy your rates down. They can give you closing costs. I've seen a seller that inspected the property and fixing everything that needs to be fixed. So, if you're waiting, don't wait because interest rate is not going to be any lower. Okay, and you are going to be paying more for that house.
Agreed.
So, get off the fence and don't wait. But I think Florida's market, people are moving here like crazy, and this is one of the best places. Disney World is here. Okay. We are in a magical place. We're in a magical state. Okay.
We are
There's
magical.
no better place to be. I went to California the other day last year, and no lie, Ted, the Disneyland that is there, I was laughing how small it was
Yeah, it's tiny,
compared to our
right?
Disney World.
You
It's
don't
like
believe how
tiny.
it's so tiny. You don't
I
think that
know.
because we're spoiled here.
I
Ours is
know.
so big, and you go there and you're like, this is it?
Oh my God. I said the same thing. This is it. So, we live in a magical state. So, buy. Okay. Don't let nothing stop you. Buy. There's down payment assistant out there. There's money out there. Take my first time home buyers class that I teach. And Orange County is giving up to $70,000. Tampa is giving up to, I don't even know, 90, 100 and something. So there's just so much money out there. So don't sit there if you want to buy. And if you want your credit repair, you can also get your credit repair no cost, once you take the home buyers class, because there's so much help out there. And what happened is a lot of people don't really know that the help is out there, but this is a great market to be in.
Agreed.
I'm excited about this market and about this year. People said, I hope you have a great year. I know I'm gonna have a great year
Gonna
because you
have
know
it.
what?
That's the attitude we want, right?
That's it. That's it. We're gonna have a great year. And you being a lender, this, you know it, and I know you can see it.
I'm feeling it already.
Yeah.
It's going to be an amazing year. And you're right. I
I
think people need to get off the fence. It's time to really make decisions. It's going to be a market where the buyer is going to be driving a lot more than they were last year for sure. So
Yes.
sellers, I want you to hear me. You've got to realize we're in a shifted market. So don't give your realtor a hard time when they try to tell you the things that you need to do in order to sell your home. All right, Viv. What is the best way that my audience can find you, reach you, learn more about you?
You can find me on Facebook, and my name is up top there, Vivienne Viv Cunningham. And you can also reach me at 321-231-8487. And my slogan is I sell the American dream because that's what I do. Okay.
What a
I
blessing.
love to get people into home. So you can always reach me at any of those number. You can find me anywhere on social media. You can call me. I'm the dancing realtor everywhere you go. My family's always dancing. We're always dancing because you know what? We're happy people.
I love it.
So I'd love to connect with you. And if you're looking to be mentored, no matter where you are in the world, I mentor you anywhere you are in the world.
You are a blessing. I love your energy. I really do. And I'm so grateful that you agreed to come on the show today. I want you all to reach out to Viv. Please reach out to Viv. It doesn't matter what county, what area, whatever. She's the same. Like she's just energetic in such a positive way. You can't help but smile when you're around her. So what a blessing you are. Thank you again. You all reach out to Viv. All her contact information is below, but you can always get to her through me if you need to. But go find the dancing realtor. Go find the lady who's selling the American dream. And we'll be back soon. Thank you, Viv. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Take
See
care.
you
Bye
guys
bye.
soon. Bye bye.